The case known as V Dempsey was a major legal victory for the NAACP in 1923. The case involved 12 black farmers in Arkansas who were sentenced to death for allegedly killing whites during a riot. 5 white men had been killed during the Elaine, Arkansas riot of 1919, some probably shot accidentally by other whites. Over 700 blacks had been arrested, 67 sent to prison, and 12 farmers tried by an all white jury for the murder of whites. During the trial, a mob surrounded the court building, shouting that if the accused black men were not sentenced to death, the mob would lynch them. Prisoners were tortured to confess or testify against others. Alf Banks, one of the 12, told his lawyers, "I was frequently whipped and also put in an electric chair and shocked, and strangling drugs would be put in my nose to make me tell that others had killed or shot at white people to force me to testify against them." The all-white jury debated the charges less than 8 minutes per man. Each defendant was found guilty. The judge dutifully sentenced all 12 to death. The mob cheered. As far as Arkansas was concerned, the case was closed. But for Walter White of the NAACP, the case was far from closed. As far as White was concerned, the trial was a lynching that wore the mask of law. White traveled to Arkansas posing as a newspaper reporter, first interviewing the governor, who, deceived by White's fair complexion, called him one of the most brilliant newspapermen he'd ever met. Then traveling to Phillips County, the scene of the massacre, White publicized his findings, and the NAACP hired local white and black lawyers to appeal the death sentence. One of the lawyers was Scipio Africanus Jones, an African American born into slavery. Although the sentences of 6 of the defendants were upheld on appeal, 6 others were sent back from the retrial on technicalities. Jones and other local attorneys argued that the presence of the mob outside the court during the trial made it impossible for the defendants to have a fair trial. On February 19, 1923, the Supreme Court agreed, in a landmark decision, Moore v. Dempsey, that became a major step in defending the rights of black defendants. And Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes wrote, "If the whole case is a mask that counsel, jury, and judge were swept to the fatal end by an irresistible tide of public passion, and the state courts refuse to correct the wrong, then nothing can prevent this court from securing the petitioners their constitutional rights." The case was sent back to the lower courts, and Arkansas finally freed all 12 men.